Hey, Spitwads. We want to thank Coinbase for sponsoring today's show because Coinbase is awesome. I have used Coinbase for years and years and years. If you identify as crypto curious, if you've thought about entering the world of cryptocurrency, maybe you felt a little overwhelmed. Well, Coinbase makes learning to buy and sell really, really simple. They are the far and away leaders because of how awesome and simple it is. It's not a secret or an exclusive club anymore for cryptocurrency. Everyone, everywhere should be able to get in the door. Whether you've been trading for years or just getting started, Coinbase can help. They have an easy-to-use platform to buy, sell, and spend crypto. They support the most popular digital currencies in the market. They make them accessible to everyone. They offer portfolio management and protection, learning resources, and a mobile app that is awesome so you could trade securely and monitor your crypto all in one place. For a limited time, new users can get $10 in free Bitcoin when you sign up today at Coinbase.com/ballers. Sign up at Coinbase.com/ballers for $10 in free Bitcoin. This offer is for a limited time only, so be sure to sign up today. That is Coinbase.com/ballers.
What happens when three buffoons give life advice, explore unrealistic situations, and give random topics more thought than they probably deserve? It's the Spitballers Podcast with Andy, Mike, and Jason.
Jingly-ba-dingly, what up, Mr. Kringly? Hey!
All right.
Mr. Kringly?
I actually really like that one because I know that you were not prepared.
No, I wasn't.
This was fly by the seat of your pants, and
Oh, my goodness gracious.
like your pants are looking fine.
I know it's good when Mike breaks out halfway through the scat into one of his cackle laughs.
Oh, Mr. Kringly?
That's right. Bajingles and bajingles.
Look, people take liberties with those names to make it rhyme with what you needed to rhyme with. That was, you got your catchphrase in there?
Not bad, right?
No, not bad at all.
It's been a while. Welcome into the Spitballers, episode 176. If you couldn't tell already, it is Christmas time around here. We've got a best Christmas traditions.
It's not just around
draft.
here. You said it was Christmas time around here, but it's
everywhere.
It's great. Like if you are in a region.
Okay.
That celebrates the holiday of Christmas. It is Christmas time.
Now, to be fair, they could be listening to this years later, which would still be Christmas time if it is exactly on the year later. But months later,
okay.
Now we've got a problem.
Best Christmas traditions, and just to, this is the Spitballers podcast, so I might as well start here. In the southern hemisphere of the world, Christmas is still the same day. It's just summertime.
Yes.
Okay.
That is true. And when you actually start to think about it, it's very bizarre because we're in Arizona, and even though I have never in my entire life experienced the
snowy Christmas,
the white Christmas, the picturesque, this is what Christmas actually looks like. It's never looked like that for me. I've been here, I've been in California, but still in my head, you were like, what does Christmas look like? Okay, well, there's snow outside. There's pine trees. And
Santa's on a sleigh.
Yes.
Right? No matter where in the world, Santa's on a sleigh.
He's not in like a golf cart.
No, he's not. There's no wheels on that thing. He's not rolling down the street.
He's not coming from the pool.
Yeah. So it's like, what?
But he does go down the chimney the opposite direction in Australia.
That
right?
that is accurate.
And
But
he drives his sleigh on the other side of the road.
Yeah, the wrong side. But
follows the law. He's
what
a
I
law-abiding.
haven't thought of is, do Australians? What is Christmas to them? What does that look like?
This is why I brought it up. I have no idea. I've never been
fascinating.
there. I don't know what the seasons in the southern hemisphere are opposite, right?
Yes, they are.
So
and
that means
it's weird.
That means it's their winter is their what, like May, June, July.
My guess, and I've obviously I could be wrong here. My guess is that it's 100% the same. Like the picturesque. I think that they also think of a snowy Christmas. Now that could be massively ignorant because of the hemisphere I live on. So I'm excited to learn once this episode comes out.
Sounds very American.
Australia, please let us know.
I do know for a fact that the sleigh are pulled by kangaroos and not reindeer.
Well, I mean,
I know that's a fact.
You know how hard it is to get reindeer down in Australia?
And then obviously all the elves are koala bears. But other than that, I don't know anything else about their
Christmas. I figured it was emus. But I looked up, when is winter in Australia? Winter 2022 will begin on June 1st.
Weird.
And end August 31st.
That's
like
strange.
That's not just strange. That breaks your brain.
So that does mean that you can live in winter all the time if you split your time between the northern and southern hemispheres.
That is true.
You could be permanently winter.
Yes, because of the old Earth on its axis, where it's slightly tilted.
Yes. I know you're just waiting to get into the real detailed science, but I'm going to hold off. I'm going to hold you off, Mike.
Okay.
Don't go PhD on us just yet. I know it's tempting.
I'll hold it.
Thank you so much to everybody who listens to this fine podcast and subscribes, reviews, and please tell your friends. If you enjoy this, I have noticed something.
Jason's cackling.
Sorry, I just
Googled.
Googled.
You're deep diving.
I Googled Christmas in Australia because this is
perfect.
fascinating.
Yeah, perfect. Here
and
we
the
go.
first sentence is exactly what we're saying. In Australia, Christmas comes in towards the beginning of the summer holidays. That's so weird.
It is weird.
It's broken.
Also, when I said it comes towards the beginning,
Yeah.
that was not my mistake. I was reading word for word.
From a really good source here.
Yeah. Why Christmas?
In the towards?
I don't know. Google.
Thank you for telling your friends about us. I have noticed something. We are a very popular podcast.
Yes.
On road trips. People love the Spitballers on road trips. Being able to go through episodes. We're getting towards the 200 mark.
If you don't have good audio on a road trip, that's a nightmare. So
you call it good audio?
Oh yeah.
You're like, man, this
Some
trip
good
is
audio
lacking.
here.
We need some good audio.
I'm saying I just did. We recently.
Something to listen to.
What is this? Fire up the good audio. Like, what is that?
I'm just describing.
No one describes it like that.
Yeah,
no one.
What I'm saying is you need something good to listen to. Audio is what you listen to.
You listen to audio?
Of course I do.
We need some good video up on the screen.
I don't listen to video. I listen to audio.
Oh, man. All right. We are relentless
Can
here.
you skip to the next audio, please?
Would you rather?
Mike was really taken aback by your turn of phrase. Pam from Patreon says, which curse would you rather have for the rest of your life? Okay, this sounds fun.
Which word?
No, which curse?
Oh.
Yeah,
It's like
not
this-
which word.
not on this show.
No. All animals hate you. Okay, so
Okay.
all animals, you got the pet implications there, but it's also wild animals, right? You're out in the woods. You're out
Don't want to
walking
go there.
the birds.
Yeah.
Number 2, so that's curse number 1. All animals hate you. You've been cursed. Number 2, people have difficulty understanding you when you speak.
Oh,
That's frustrating.
when you're on that third repeat.
The third repeat it's an awkward
you're like,
place.
never mind.
It's like
I
when
give up.
when people can't hear you. Like, I've brought this up. My wife, she doesn't have the best hearing, and when I have to say something, and she says "what" again,
Guys.
I am filing papers right then.
Guys,
it's over.
I was at a Freddy's restaurant the other day, which is a fast food chain out here.
Mm-hmm.
I went up to the counter. I'm trying to ask a question or order something.
Oh no!
And the 12-year-old behind the counter looked very uninterested in his job, and everything he said was it was and I got into that point with him. I go, "Oh, I'm sorry, I couldn't understand you." Fine. And his repeat, same volume, same voice.
How many times did you continue to play along before you just nodded and gave up?
What I did was I said, I made a joke that was somewhat like, haha, you're going to have to speak up. Then he did it again, and then I had to make the self joke of, I don't know what's wrong with me. I guess my ears aren't working today.
See, I
You
experienced
fell on the sword?
I fell on the sword
Why?
for this mumbling
for honor.
child.
Yeah, I
don't know what I even ordered.
We're in the holidays, and for the Thanksgiving weekend, I checked into a hotel, and because of the world we live in right now, masks and plexiglass,
Yes,
the
yes.
combo between us. There was no my ear was down like on the counter trying to hear through the little slot, and I still couldn't hear. And so eventually I literally just did the nod and agree. I have no idea what this woman said during the check-in process. I didn't know where my room was. I just used the map because I couldn't hear. And I asked at the beginning, it's just, what? Oh, I'm sorry, what? And then eventually I'm just like, yeah, I'm going to leave here with a smile on my face. I give up. I quit.
You know what we need? There needs to be cups. What? There needs to be a cup, like just a stack of cups at the front desk, so that you can do the trick where you hold the cup up to the plexiglass
With your ear in
and
it.
then you can actually hear what is being said. Because I've done the same thing where
It's bad.
There's all these safety precautions, which good. Like let's stay safe. But I'm at a fast food restaurant on my knees, like trying to scream up under the plexiglass, still making no headway.
Just write it down. Write it to pass me a napkin. What are you saying?
I've been there. So the last one, so people have difficulty understanding you when you speak, and the third one is nightly nightmares. Nightly nightmares. So which curse of the three would you rather have the rest of your life?
So the nightly nightmares is awful, right? I mean, terrible. If you're having a real nightmare, you're going to be afraid to go to sleep.
You might wake up sweaty.
It affects the quality of your sleep as well.
Absolutely. But I don't know that it has the same physical impact on, like, I think you can get REM sleep while having a nightmare. I don't think those are mutually exclusive. But the other two have a real physical impact on your daily awake life. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like the nightmares isn't going to affect my active life as much.
It might.
I'm not saying it couldn't, but it's not a guarantee. Whereas animals hating me.
That's a problem.
The birds are, when Andy said birds, I was like, oh, man. Birds are, we don't even realize, they're everywhere.
I still.
We don't even realize.
You don't realize. You do not realize. You go to your car, and you don't think there's birds around you, but there's birds up in the trees. You want to know why you don't think about the birds? Because they don't hate you.
They're scared of you.
If they hated you.
I just saw another video of somebody hit in the face with a bird on a roller coaster.
What?
And
no.
Yes, it was in the high G-force part of the ride. So this bird was plastered to her face.
Oh, my gosh.
And
To her face?
To her face.
Oh.
And she has to just grab it and throw it off of her.
Did the bird, like, explode on the face?
No. The bird, it was like it softly flew into the face, but then the G-forces kept it pinned to the face.
A bird mask.
Yeah, and it was a bird. It was a pigeon, too.
Yeah.
Dirty bird. All right. The animals hating you, that'd be hard. But I can, I could live indoors, I guess. I could fight off the birds.
It's not just birds, though, man. Anytime you walk past a dog.
I think I'm okay with people not understanding me when I speak. I will find another way to communicate.
Yeah.
I don't need to talk to people.
Oh, wait. Do I get to stop talking to people?
I know that would be
How do
a
you
real
not
delight
choose that
for
one?
you.
Yeah, I'm taking that one. I can't live without my animal friends. I can live without my people friends.
I don't think that I could take the people having difficulty understanding you when you speak, because the we talk more than we see animals. We talk more than we dream. We're always communicating, and if people always have a hard time understanding me, at some point my frustration of not being able to properly communicate, I think that would lead me into pure depression. Like, I wouldn't want to talk. That would be devastatingly difficult. And
Our job would suffer, yeah.
Yeah, that right. I do. Well, to be fair, people have difficulty understanding me when I speak already on this job.
Even if they have good audio?
Even with the good audio. I mean, this is good audio, but bad words is usually the way that the misinterpretation comes. But that one's out for me. So I'm between the nightmares and the animals.
Nightmares would be a real problem. And you talk about, I mean,
every once in a while they're fine.
And if animals hate you, does that mean they're trying to attack you all the time?
Yes,
of course.
If they hate you.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm. So my daughter's been going through sleep problems recently, and I've seen the effect that poor sleep or not being able to sleep. I think we're in Arizona. I'm gonna have to start packing. I'm taking the animals. I pack for protection. We can do that here.
Bear spray?
Oh, I thought you were packing to move away to where there are no animals.
No. I'm packing heat. I'm strapped. I'm ready. If
You're
those
firing into the air at these pigeons coming
these
at you.
birds go, I'll take you all on. Blocka. Yeah, I mean, just look. It's for in
Man
the event,
arrested said animals hate me.
man arrested for shooting an air at
No,
birds.
they hate me. They hate me.
You don't understand.
Why
bring,
did you
bring
shoot
me your dog? You'll see.
Shoot the neighbor's dog.
Oh, no.
Wow. Okay, so you're taking that one,
Yeah, I'll
Mike.
take
Your
yours.
final answer is the understanding when they speak.
Understanding when I speak.
Yeah.
Yep.
Tim from the website. Would you rather question for us? Would you rather be able to fly, but only at 5 miles an hour, or teleport, but only to toilets you have used before?
It's like waypoints in games, in video
It
games,
is.
because you have to visit a location before you can teleport
Then
there.
you could wait.
So when I get to the Barnes & Noble, I run to the restroom so I can then portal to the Barnes & Noble in the future?
Okay, can we at least agree that the teleport will block you if the toilet is occupado?
Yeah,
Yes.
I think for
Like you're like, I'm out of here. You're like, oh, okay.
Hold on.
in use, but then
That's not worth it. Oh,
oh, excuse me, I didn't mean to. I didn't know you were in here.
Isn't there a chance that these places could change their toilets out? Would you then go to where that toilet is now located?
I think
Like
the
to the
power.
dump?
Yeah.
Yes, I think the power is with the toilet itself.
It is so you got to be.
Now, at the same time, look, I don't think this is that big a downgrade on teleportation. I really don't. I mean, I visit a lot of bathrooms.
Yeah.
Fancy restaurants. I go on a trip. I've never gone on a trip to another state and not used the restroom.
But you would have to, unlike a teleportation like you'd think of, like right now you have teleportation. I'm going to go to Mount Everest. Well, you have to have gone there once without teleportation if you want the ability to use this. So you're going to have to, like right now you want to go to France, you're going to have to fly to France, find a toilet in France, sit down on the
Sure,
toilet. Now you have to use it, right? Toilets you've used.
Yeah, but you can
Yes,
sit
you
down and
have to
have
use
a
it.
you can sit down and have a wee.
Yeah,
Well,
I can
wait,
usually.
can't we make this a number 2 only
Okay,
teleportation?
Oh,
okay,
yeah.
sure.
Oh,
Let's-
now this becomes a problem.
Because I like the idea of you wanting to go somewhere and you have to also take a dump there first.
I don't do the public restroom dumps, so this is
Oh.
a real issue
Would
for
you go
me.
knocking on doors in France?
I mean,
Ma'am.
No.
May I please use your restroom?
Look, okay, on a vacation, right? I just went to California for a couple days. Obviously, I'm gonna do a duty.
Right.
That being said, most of the time I brought up restaurants or places around
Right.
town. I don't do that. I've never once pooped at a friend's house.
you
or
also
a,
said when you camp, you just don't go.
no. Well, that was the question I was going to bring up. If I go to the top of Everest, can I turn it into a toilet? If I take a dump at the top of Everest, is this
you
now
gotta
my
bring
toilet?
One. You got to
can-
bring one up Everest.
But you have at least the portable ones.
Okay.
And then you have to leave it there.
Yeah.
And hope nobody moves it.
which they probably won't.
If they move it, though, I just teleport to wherever they moved it.
Yeah, but who knows where that would be?
Oh, man, I hope I don't teleport while they throw it off the mountain. What is this toilet seat? Chuck it. Look, I'm not flying at 5 miles an hour.
There's look, I get it that as a transportation method, 5 miles an hour doesn't sound great. If you're like, I'm going to fly to California. No, but like vertically, man, like 5 miles. How fast do you move upstairs? Are you moving 5 mph?
No way. No, I'm not moving that fast upstairs.
it
so
will
now
feel really slow in the air.
It will feel, but
Real slow.
but also like
but I don't care about flying up my stairs, Mike. That's not what I want. Superhero.
But what
like,
would you actually want it for, because
jumping off of really high stuff.
No, I get that, but that's not. Cool. I mean, that would be cool. But are you using this as a form of transportation in any way, shape, or form?
No, I mean
that's what I mean. You're not 5
it's
miles.
the same way you use walking as a form of transportation, which I don't view walking as a form of transportation personally.
That's weird.
I just don't know if. I mean, it would be very cool.
It's a parlor trick,
but it's less. It's less practical than the.
I could decorate my Christmas tree real easy.
It's so funny. And now I'm starting to think of all the implications of this toilet transportation thing. And I'm like, some people, they got long distance relationships. They're like, oh, I want to be able to see my significant other, but I got to go take a dump in her new place first.
That's tough. That's tough, especially if you're in the dating process. You're
right.
Once you're married, whatever, you could poop in front of each other. But when you're in that dating life, you're not not like in front of each other, but like in the same house. That wasn't quite what I meant. Once you're married,
I feel like I was the first one to hear it that way.
And poop wherever you want.
Does that come in a honeymoon set?
Yeah, I mean, you're right. The dating process, and telling your new boyfriend, girlfriend, like, look, I have a superpower. I can teleport to your place, but I will need to take a poop in your toilet.
Take a quick dump. Now, what if you don't? I mean, this is like Mike said. Okay, you can always squeeze out a little urine sample, but you can't just manufacture a bowel movement.
Not always, no.
That's why this teleporter would be carrying
a lot of
Mucilax or whatever it's called.
Yeah, no, a lot of like
suppositories,
pills, not suppository. I'm gonna go the pill route, but you need to be able to provoke.
Yeah, that's tough. I'm still taking the teleportation. I mean, this would be incredible, and I think it
Miralax,
would really.
That's what I was looking for.
It would really change my travel behavior. I mean, I would become a public pooper. I would want to mark my teleportation network as wide and far as possible.
You could live anywhere and still work right here.
Absolutely. Oh, man, that's cool.
Until our 2 bathrooms are filled and you have to beep, beep.
But
I'm going into work.
Think of a cruise ship.
Ooh.
I mean, like if you
in and out.
If you teleport onto a cruise ship, you're supposed to be there. They're not going to go, excuse me,
Where's
sir.
your ticket?
When I see your ticket, you're like, no, I'm on the boat. I'm here.
Throw you overboard.
No ticket.
Yeah, and then you just teleport home, away. Sleep at night, and come back to the cruise
even
ship.
If they do throw you off.
Yeah, I mean,
oh my gosh.
Yeah,
I think you got to go with that one.
You have to.
Like it has.
Is this toileportation?
Toilet portation.
It's been there the whole time.
Oh man, toilet portation is great. You're getting a full 9 for that one.
Shannon from Patreon, would you rather have super cheap subpar sheets?
No.
Or super cheap subpar pillow?
Oh no.
This is actually a very sensible question. It sounds like, we're trying to make some crazy issue here, but the reality is one of these is far more important.
This is an easy answer.
It is super easy. I've done this in my own life recently.
Really?
Yeah, I upgraded one of the 2. I just was saving.
I'm fascinated.
I was saving some money, and I didn't want to do the whole set. I was being a cheapskate. Okay. And there was one thing that was far more important.
The pillow.
The pillow, for sure.
This is easy because subpar sheets, you can actually overcome those just by wearing clothing. If you wear a comfy pair of pajamas, you're fine.
I don't do clothing at night.
Well, even still, nonetheless.
A la mode over here.
Yeah.
I don't do pants.
Nonetheless, the pillow, you've got the softer skin on your face. You need that comfort.
For me, it's all about temperature. It's temperature.
No, because that's just the actual pillow that is nice and luxurious. The sheet.
The sheet on top is the same set?
Yes. Yeah, absolutely.
Wait a minute.
You don't buy a pillow and it comes with a pillowcase.
Mike is actually right on this one.
I see it now in the question, but I interpreted it, and you obviously did too.
As a set.
Would you rather have good sheets or a good pillowcase? Then it's pillowcase, but this is a totally – so now all my sheets and my pillowcase are either nice or awful.
Yep.
Do you have –
but the pillow's either lumpy or – I still got to go pillow.
What kind of pillow do you go with? Are you a feather pillow? Do you have one of those foam neck pillows?
No, I use it's a supportive I think it's a spring pillow.
A spring? What, like with
Not like hard metal springs, but like
There ain't no such thing, brother. You don't have a spring pillow.
I'm going to tell
they
the
don't
world.
exist.
I'm going to tell the world what pillow I
Whoa,
have because I bought it.
whoa! You will do nothing of
I
the
bought
They
sort.
have not paid for that advertisement. I have. So this is a question near and dear to my heart. I have a very expensive pillow that was given to me as a gift
Oh,
by my wife, and she has to this day the worst pillow that exists.
she didn't wait. So she bought you one as a gift and didn't just do the combo of one for me.
It's a very expensive pillow, and yes, she bought me one as a gift, and it is awesome. I mean, it is a perfect pillow. I've had it for years, and every night she sleeps on this. It might as well be an empty. It's like a bag that's been hollowed out. It's just you're not even using a pillow.
She still won't upgrade the pillow?
She has not yet. She doesn't care as much for things for herself as she does for things around her, and she has a terrible husband that has not fixed the
Aw.
problem.
yeah, why
for
haven't
her.
you bought her a nice pillow?
Thoughtlessness, carelessness. The list is very long, Mike.
Okay.
But every single night, I know she would love to have my pillow. I will never allow that.
Wow.
This was
Well,
a
that's because
gift.
it's your pillow.
This was a gift. If we bought one pillow as a couple and we had one good one and one bad one, we could figure out some rotation. But she got me this gift, and I am honoring her by showing how much I love the gift she got me. Anytime she's using it, I will pull it out from under her head and take it back for myself.
Okay.
Out of love for her gift-giving abilities.
So in my head, I'm like, what's an expensive pillow situation actually looking like? And then I Google expensive pillow, and there is someone trying to hawk a $6,000 pillow.
What?
Okay, this is not – we're not at that level here. We're not at that
Now
level
I know why you
here.
only bought one.
Yeah, we're not
What is this? What is? I don't even want to say their name on this.
– no, you can't advertise that.
Just Google expensive pillows,
There's
and
no-
you will
it-
find one.
If it was made out of gold, it wouldn't be worth it. Also, probably very uncomfortable.
I just bought one. no, I didn't. But I do want to know what that feels like now. Like, can you get a one-nighter?
You
In
want
that
to
pillow?
like? I'll rent my pillow out
Yeah.
for a little bit.
Do people rent the $6,000 pillows out?
Well, I can't speak for the $6,000 pillow, but I will rent you mine if you want. It comes in different. There's different like layers, so you can have it to the firmness of your choice.
Okay.
But I'm taking my pillow. I love it. I will
Okay.
have bad sheets and my awesome pillow.
All
What about
right.
you, Mike? You didn't really weigh in here.
I got to go with. It has to be the comfy pillow, because I'll wear the.
That'll
I'll
be
wear,
brutal. I mean, your neck's all out of
Yeah,
sorts.
for sure.
I'll go.
You ever had a
sheetless.
pillow-
I'll just no covers. Just
Oh, I was gonna say, you ever had a pillow so bad that you decided you're better off without one? You're just, I'm
Yeah.
gonna lay flat on the bed.
my wife's. It's awful, man. It is the worst. It's really unfair.
Christmas is coming up.
Shh, it's already planned.
Mm-hmm.
Shoot, she listens to this.
She didn't hear that part.
Yeah.
Did she hear the part about the $6,000 pillow?
Man.
I don't love you that much.
No one loves anyone that much.
Al, how are you doing today?
Doing great. Thank
What
you.
would you choose?
I would go with the pillow.
Yeah, okay, so it's unanimous there. Do we have time for one more Would You Rather, or do you want us to move on?
We got nothing but time.
You always say that. Simeon from Patreon, would you rather go on a hot air balloon ride or skydiving? Have any...
I have been skydiving.
You
been
have
on-
skydive, Mike?
I went skydiving on my 18th birthday.
Really?
This is a story I'm sure that
I
we
don't
have.
know why
I've
I
never
didn't
told
know
this.
that.
I don't think so because I've never heard this.
Yes.
Did you survive?
Barely. Yeah, I did the. I went tandem skydiving on my 18th birthday, and it is
That kind of surprises me.
number one, terrifying.
Yeah.
Really? Jumping out of the plane?
Yes.
Okay.
But so, I mean, I guess there's not a ton to the story. The things I do remember are because so I mean you're you're strapped in everywhere, right? You know, the straps
You're
go
attached to
under
the-
the legs and in the crotch area and everything.
You're attached to the person behind you.
Yes, but they don't clip in until you're about to jump. But on the ride up, I do remember I couldn't get, like, I couldn't shift in a position where it wasn't cutting off. The strap wasn't cutting off the blood to my leg. So by the time we're at the altitude to jump, my leg is just
Numb?
is done.
Oh my
God.
I'm on just hanging off the side.
And that's for security.
I'm on the stank. Yeah, but it was
It's
just
just too
pinching
tight.
the blood, and it was like I had the stanky leg. I could like this leg was not
10 minutes longer, it's gonna fall off.
probably. But then I wait. So because when I was younger and I could actually do like thrill rides and everything, and I would go on everything except for spinny, as I loved nothing more than the drop.
The weightlessness.
When your stomach goes up.
Oh
Okay.
yeah,
Because
Yeah.
the
the
huge,
belly tickles.
the belly tickles, exactly. On the big first drop of the roller coaster, of a flume log ride. That's my favorite sensation when it comes to thrill rides. So I'm like, this is going to be the ultimate. And so you go,
Do you actually get that jumping out of the plane?
no, not at all.
I didn't think so.
You can't hear it. It's so loud. It's funny because once you've done it and you watch like movies where they talk
They're
about
talking
skydiving,
to
like,
each other.
like in Point Break, they're having a conversation. Like, that is impossible. Number one, you cannot hear. Number two, you can barely breathe. like the wind is forcing itself up your nose. You cannot breathe through your mouth, and there is absolutely no feeling of falling. You feel like you're just standing in the most powerful wind that you have ever stood in, and you're not really moving.
So the wind resistance changes everything that
Yes.
you think you're going to feel.
Yes, that is what you feel, is the force of air
Wow.
pushing against you, not falling. At least that's
So
what
were you happy
was
you
for
did
me.
it?
Yes, I'm happy I wouldn't do it again.
How was the landing?
Rocky? No, we did okay. You
You didn't have one leg to use.
Once you pull the chute, then it's really bizarre because it's been so loud for so long of the free fall, and then it is just deathly silent. Because
And then that's when, is it more fun during that part because you get to see everything?
Yes, that part is more interesting. You get to look around and have that perspective of
Do
how
you talk then?
Yes. Oh yeah. Once the chute is open,
My
you can
leg!
have the conversation.
my leg's about to fall off. Please get us down to the ground.
Now you didn't do the tandem face to face though, right? That's not
no. I
That's
didn't.
called the love jump.
We didn't go the romantic couple jump.
the love jump.
Yeah. That's the honeymoon special. Now I'm curious because when you do skydiving now, a lot of times they record it as you go down.
They did record it.
We didn't have.
It's on a VHS tape somewhere.
Did they have a big like over the shoulder camera? Just just this giant VCR recorder.
That was Steve's job, the other guy that works for them.
I don't remember, but I have to imagine someone had some kind of helmet cam.
Did you go by yourself or with friends?
I went with.
Did your dad go?
No, my mom went.
What?
Yeah.
What?
I went with one of my best friends.
Did she survive?
She did not make it.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Now I know why we haven't heard this story before. So
Yeah, but
painful.
If he dropped that news at the end of this story, all this commentary on it,
Yeah,
and then now just a little caveat here. My mother did.
yeah, the mom you guys have met, that was not my original mom.
Okay.
Oh boy.
But no, she went, and my buddy went as well.
Wow.
All right. Well, that's
So-
I
fun.
did not know that.
Now I have been in a hot air balloon twice.
Have you really?
I have. Yeah.
So I'm jealous of that.
Okay.
I
Well,
have always felt like the hot air. I've never done it, and I want to hear your story. But before you share it, I've always thought that it feels very helpless being in a hot air balloon because there is no way to be nimble at any point in that experience, right?
no, there's you are at the mercy of the
I mean, if
wind.
something's coming at you,
We're going that way now.
Right.
Exactly. You have no control. They don't know.
it's all the wind, right?
I think so.
There
I
ain't
don't
no rudders.
believe.
No rudders up there.
I don't believe that they had any control. I've been on 2 different hot air balloons, and I think it's just go up, and then there's like a vehicle on the ground that kind of tries to follow you. so that they could be there when you land, and they have not perfected how to land in a hot air balloon. I mean, this is hundreds of years the hot air balloons have been around, and they have given no care to the landing, figuring out like a better way to do this. You're just going down to the ground,
And then
there's people down there that are trying to make sure you don't fall over when the basket smacks the ground. And sometimes you do. There's just nothing you can do about
What's
it.
the name of the game?
Did you fall over? Or did both of yours land?
Both of mine did the same thing, which is we tipped, like we turned like we were gonna fall over, but then the other people were able to like grab ropes and like I felt like we were cattle being,
Wow. Rassled.
Yes, that's what you do with cattle. You wrestle them. Being in a hot air balloon is primarily stupid and pointless.
I was wondering.
Yeah, I mean, you go up, and it doesn't feel like anything special. Like, it's pretty cool when you're going up. You leave the ground, you're like, oh, we're flying, we're getting a little higher. Once you get kind of to I don't know, cruising altitude, you're just really high, and you can't see anything of note. It's just
Well, the
It seems like the-
landscape.
yeah.
It seems like the It's a Small World ride of thrill rides.
Yeah, but you can't go anywhere. You're in a little box.
How many people were in your
Are
basket?
you strapped in?
No, you're not
So
strapped in.
if you climbed over the
can
edge,
jump. Yep, they allow it. They
you
say
can just jump.
they say that's on you. And I said no, I'm good. So they asked.
Jumpers? Anybody?
I think I know one of them was just the two of us, and one was like both were dates. Like that's why it's like, oh, we're gonna do the fancy.
So it wasn't like this romantic thing that you hoped it would be?
No, and what it's sold is this super romantic thing. You're going to have this like rolled out red carpet, mimosas, and then leave in a hot air balloon. I mean, goodness gracious, you're in the middle of a desert. There's like a little tiny blanket with a fold out table and like some canned mimosas, and then you get in this. It's
And
just
then you
janky.
get in the basket, and then there's just like a dude like a foot away from you.
Yes.
To make it real romantic.
Almost always gigantic beard. And this was a long time ago before
their
beards
beard?
were in. This was like, I just don't want to shave guy.
Oh.
So,
And he's controlling whether you live or die.
that is correct. He is not controlling where we go. He has no control over that.
All he can, like, if you are coming at some power lines, his choice is under them or over them.
I would always choose
Yeah,
over.
you got to go over.
If you see the size of a
saying,
hot air balloon, you're never going under power lines, ever.
The big bearded guy go, I'm trying to make a decision here, guys. What do you think, over or under?
I've always thought I could go under one of these.
All right, we've got to move on.
Spitwads, we want to thank Code Academy for sponsoring today's show. If you want a career change, or maybe you just want a new skill, I personally have always found coding to be incredibly important. Code Academy is the way to go. Over 50 million people already know about Code Academy. It's the best way to learn to code, because Code Academy not only teaches you job-ready coding skills, but it also helps you build unique projects for your portfolio. You can earn certificates and even prep for technical interviews. You can learn at your own pace, get qualified for in-demand jobs. I have told my kids, like, they have to learn how to code. The future is coding, and if you want, Andy, do you want a super low-paying job?
That sounds great.
No, would you like to make bank?
Yeah, and enjoy what I'm doing.
Well, yeah, I love coding. Make bank coding. You can learn Python, HTML, CSS, SQL, JavaScript, and more. It is fantastic. We have used it. Join over 50 million people learning to code with Code Academy and see where coding can take you. Get 15% off your Code Academy Pro membership when you go to codecademy.com and use the promo code SPITBALLERS. That's promo code SPITBALLERS at codecademy.com to get 15% off Code Academy Pro, the best way to learn to code. That's codecademy.com, promo code SPITBALLERS.
Is this real life?
All right, is this real life? Each of us, we share a story from the real world, something that actually happened that makes you shake your head, something we wanted to share with each other. I'm going to get mine out of the way. Do you mind, Jason?
I don't mind, but mine is a pretty nice segue
Okay, go for it.
because we're talking about flight, and the dangers of the hot air balloon.
No, where's this going?
This one is 7 plane crashes
What?
in 7 days for this pilot. Ends
Wait.
at the bottom of Lake Michigan.
What?
Okay,
That's
hold on.
the headline?
That is the article headline. 7 plane crashes in 7 days for this pilot. Ends at the bottom of Lake Michigan.
Did he die?
He is fine. He never got injured in 7 plane crashes.
Were these intentional?
No. So he gets this.
He's a first-timer.
I mean, fool me once.
Yeah.
This was a bad week. So this
Okay.
this pilot goes and he's a licensed pilot, and he's the proud new owner of an amphibious airplane called the Seawind 3000. So he went and he got
Sounds like
this
a lucky guy.
He got this aircraft that had not been flown for years, and apparently maybe he should have done a little bit more work. And so he
Used aircraft.
Yeah, it's not like, but buying a used car.
So he has
used aircraft?
yeah.
It's a
That's exactly what
fixer-upper.
has not passed the 128-point inspection, apparently. So he crashes on the test flight in California that day. The landing was bad. A lot of landing gear problems. So it's like a crash landing. Everybody's okay. Everybody's fine. They are able to fix it up. Okay? The next day, we're not talking. The next day, the plane
Let's give it another go.
had an engine stall, and they came down hard. This is in New Mexico, so he had a flight. He's in a different state and crashes with engine failure.
I scratched my car once, and it took him 2 weeks to fix it.
Right? So then the next day, he has another crash landing in Mexico. They're fixing this up every day. This is I don't know, put some duct tape on it? How do you possibly fly after little crash landings? And this is a small plane. This isn't like a giant aircraft. I looked at this thing. It's it's a personal aircraft.
It's unbelievable of you got to get back on the horse. Like, you don't have to do it the next day.
Crash 4 was due to
Was he in a hurry?
Crash 4 was due to the left wing. The landing was in Nebraska, so he had a successful flight.
So we
Gets
got
to
from
Nebraska.
Mexico to Nebraska.
That is right. The next day,
That's a good distance.
Another test flight on the repairs ended in yet another crash in Nebraska.
What is happening?
Then
No.
crash 6 on the 6th day. A hydraulic pressure gauge was registering 0. The fuel gauge showed an uneven supply. Skid down on the runway in Michigan. So he's all over the country, crashing everywhere.
This
But he's
man,
fine.
no, this man is after insurance money. Like, there's no way that you keep crashing this vehicle when your goal is he's trying to total the plane.
I mean-
and his engineers are like, no, we can fix this. We can fix this back up, sir. We can get it in the air tomorrow. And he's like, you sure? Are you sure you can?
If it's not that, then what are you doing getting back in this plane? I know you probably spent a lot of money for it, but
No.
so
That
then
is insane.
my favorite one is the final crash 7.
Oh, we haven't heard the final?
You have not. Since it had so many recent issues with the landing gear deploying, the pilot promised the FAA that he would keep the landing gear down for his 25-minute flight.
Wait. How does
The FAA's like,
How-
all right.
Yeah.
how was the FAA letting this person fly over and over?
Here's a problem.
Okay.
You shouldn't fly with the landing gear out. The landing gear caused the plane to go vertically into the water that he had to land in first. So he went nose down into Lake Michigan, and his brand new, many times crashed
It was
plane
not brand new.
is well, that's true for him. Is
That's
at
a
the
big
bottom
lake.
of Lake Michigan now.
And he's fine.
He escaped unscathed.
And now forever he can tell the story. I've survived 7 plane crashes.
Yeah.
Did you get the follow-up? Man collects gigantic insurance check for
Oh
plane
my
at bottom of lake.
gosh.
Oh.
That's insane.
Yeah.
Come on.
So you would want to parachute if you went in this man's plane.
What are you-
Wow.
that is absurd.
Mine is short and sweet, but it still
Okay.
entertained me greatly. And I think it might be something that you would do, Jason, if the situation was slightly different.
Okay, let's hear it.
Maryland homeowner burns down house trying to fight snakes.
Heck yeah. Heck yeah. I hear you, Maryland homeowner.
Oh, no.
I approve of this message.
And if you see the pictures of this
No.
fire, this is a raging inferno. This
No.
thing was burnt to a crisp on November 23rd, trying to manage a snake infestation. The homeowner tried to use smoke from coals to fight the serpents in a house on Big Woods Road.
You gotta do what you gotta do.
And from what I understand, the status of the homeowner, safe. No human injuries. Stake status, unknown.
Oh, that snake.
Undetermined.
That snake got away.
You
It's
think?
a snake.
Do they not need oxygen?
No, they're slippery. It got in there in the first place.
I mean, that's true. You say, like, stop, drop, and roll. You want to be low to the ground.
that's right.
To avoid the smoke inhalation. He's laughing. Or hissing.
Just rolling.
No, I mean, look, my family, this last year, we moved into our dream house. We want to live there forever. If I ever found a tarantula there, I don't know I don't know if I could live there. I don't know if I could come home ever again, and I might think about burning it to the ground for insurance money. I mean, I
Of
shouldn't
course.
admit that
Well,
here, but
yeah, call that pilot.
scrub it from the tape.
Cut that.
So he didn't intend to burn the house down.
It
He wasn't like, die,
Do you,
snake!
but he might. You're saying from your experience with certain animals, he may not be that disappointed.
Right, yeah. I mean, if
He may be kind of sort of fine.
I would, if all I had to kill the tarantula was a flamethrower, I would use it. I would hope that the house is fine. But if that's all I have at my disposal, it's either it's life or death. So yes, the house is secondary.
Wow,
Oh my gosh.
that's funny. Mike, what do you got for us?
All right, so I got it's the holidays. We're the draft coming up. We're doing our favorite Christmas traditions. I thought I'm going to go with a good story, an inspiring
Okay,
story.
all right.
I like
Look
it.
at you,
And
regular Miss.
But I couldn't find one.
no, this one is fascinating. So there was a grandmother, and she sent her grandson a text message inviting them to Thanksgiving dinner. Turns out her grandson had a new phone number, and she was texting a complete stranger. But the stranger decided to respond and said, well, who is this? And she responded, well, it's your grandma. And then they said, well, may I have a picture? And the grandma's like confused and sends a photo of herself over. And somehow this conversation just ends up, it keeps on going. And then the stranger ends up going to Thanksgiving dinner with this random grandmother who had texted them. And this is now something that has been going on for 6 years.
Oh.
This tradition has kept this is a sadder point of grandmother's husband has unfortunately passed, and they're still going. They've kept on the tradition of these two complete stranger families have met up and created their own tradition that they have Thanksgiving together.
That is awesome.
It's a really hard.
That's amazing.
I was so happy to
heartwarming.
hear that started 6 years ago and is ongoing. Because if
Yes.
that happened this year, I'd be holding my breath for grandmother.
Sure, for the bad part.
Right, from the bad part of the stranger
Yeah.
that she let into the house. But that is delightful.
So you're saying if you randomly text some people, you could end up with a friendship?
You could, and you could end up with a Netflix deal because apparently Netflix has picked up the story and they're going to run something about the families that you choose. And so it's like, that's a feel-good
That's
story,
fantastic. I there was in the news this last couple weeks there was some the Notre Dame prep school basketball team that was
Yeah.
making a group text and they accidentally texted one digit off from
from the Buccaneers
from
football
one of the guys.
team.
Yeah, and it was a player from the Buccaneers, and then they ended up chatting with everybody, Lenny and Tom Brady. We got to start just randomly texting people. Hey,
That
you
might
want to?
not be the best.
Do you want to go see Spider-Man?
Meet me here, random person.
No, you start with just the text.
But are you throwing out a name, like hoping that you're like,
that's too hard.
You don't want to throw out the name. You just want to leave it ambiguous. Start a conversation with
you're not going to
a
text
new friend.
like Peyton?
No. Because then they say you have the wrong number. You've got to start the process with a little bit of question in the air.
Okay.
I like that story.
Yeah,
That's a good one.
It's fun.
You want to draft?
Let's do it.
You do not need to wait until New Year to start achieving your fitness goals, Spitwads. Peloton makes working out simple, convenient, and fun. You're talking about a workout experience that's exciting. I've said it before. I am not the just do the routine thing and not enjoy myself type of workout.
You
I
want the competition, the leaderboard.
Thank you. Sports, competing with one another, even having one or two people that you can make your goal to beat them, that gets you going. And Peloton makes it entertaining and fun, the two pieces that you need. You don't want it to be a chore. You want something new to discover. You got new classes, new instructors, new music, and the competition element that I absolutely love. And you can get free access to the Peloton app when you get a bike as well. So you can use that. My wife likes doing the classes off the bike. And she turns the screen, and she does them right there in the room. Visit onepeloton.com to learn more. Try Peloton classes free for the rest of the year. New members only. Visit onepeloton.com/app to learn more. Terms apply. Peloton. When your workout is a joy, it is a joy to work out.
The Spitballers Draft.
All right, we are drafting the best Christmas traditions, which there are so many. And this is probably, very subjective. Everybody has the different things that they like about Christmas. Our friends down in Australia, they like to go tanning on Christmas.
They go to the beach.
It's the best beach day of the year. But there's a lot of things that people do around Christmas time. I'm going to tell you right now, I don't know what my number one pick is yet.
Oh.
Even right now.
I'm going to tell you, you got to figure that out pretty soon.
And so there are so many different things that you can do. I'm trying to think of the thing that at my core says Christmas. I feel like that's the tradition that opens the season, that means something special. There are a lot of them, however.
Certainly.
To me, it is setting up the Christmas tree.
Okay.
And so
I had two first picks, and that was one of them.
Yeah, and I had a couple that I was really close between. You'll probably take the other one. But, setting up the Christmas tree is something special. Ever since I've had kids, I have three. They want the tradition done exactly the same every year. We got to have some hot cocoa going.
Okay.
We got to bring the ornaments out. We've all got our special ornaments that we do that nobody else does, and we got the music playing.
So we throw Elf on in the right
in the background.
Yep.
Yeah.
When I think about Christmas, let's say it's not the Christmas season or it's coming close, the putting up the Christmas tree, decorating it with the family, that is one of those traditions that is looked on so fondly, so with such high regard. When the day comes and you're having to set it up, it's always a nightmare for me. Nothing ever works. The kids don't want to do it. It's one of those that is on my list where it's like, I like this in theory, but it's just never what I want it to be.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
It's okay.
All right. So
I do have a sorry to interrupt. I wanted to Google top Christmas traditions in Australia, since that is what this podcast is about.
Okay.
The number one, and this is from many sources, the number one tradition is surfing Santa. Santa on a surfboard. It's a different world over there.
Okay.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
All right. I've never thought of that one, but I like it.
Number two is eating prawns.
No, it's
What?
not.
Yeah, apparently that's a big Christmas tradition.
Getting the prawns
So
on?
wait, throwing a shrimp on the Barbie isn't too far off?
No. Oh, cliches.
All right. So you took the tree. My other number one, you got to go with. I mean, come on. So it's opening
You're
up the
not-
presents.
Those are my. It's interesting. Those are my two.
It's opening up the presents, and like everyone, looks. Mom and Dad, we have some presents. That's not the focus anymore. It is watching the children open presents from family members, from Santa, whoever. But just watching the joy of them getting surprised, thinking, I didn't think I would get this, and there it is. Yeah, that's right. Opening up the presents is on the Christmas morning. Do you guys do fully Christmas morning? Do you do the one? Okay. Sorry.
He wants a little Christmas Eve
Okay.
action
We'll
in here.
see. I was really, really hoping that both of your altruistic natures would not allow you to take opening presents as a great Christmas tradition.
Screw that crap.
It's the clear 101. I mean, say whatever you want, but that's kind of the main event. So well done.
It was
You're up.
between, it was between
I'm
those
up.
two for me
Yeah.
in terms of favorites.
Oh. Okay.
You get back-to-back picks.
Oh,
Did you
man.
not realize that during this draft you would eventually be picking?
I thought Mike had two for some reason, and then it was
I
going
can
back
go
to
again. I'm happy to.
All right. There's still a handful that I really, really love. I am going to go with the one though that it not only kicks off the season, but it also is throughout the season. It's a tradition that you get over and over and over and over, and it's Christmas movie nights.
That is near the top of my list.
I absolutely love Christmas movies when we throw on, Buddy the Elf, and we throw on it brings the family together.
Mm-hmm.
The movies are awesome. Christmas movies are fantastic. And
Some of them.
well, sure. I mean, they're not all winners, but I do. I love family movie nights, and Christmas just makes it all the more special.
What if you picked again?
That would be incredible. I'm back on the clock. Here's something that we do every time we set up our Christmas tree. It's a twofer in the Moore family.
Ooh.
It is a must on our holiday traditions. It's probably when we think about just our family's traditions, there's two that come to mind that are every year traditions. Really, we will not have a Christmas without this thing we do. And it really is. It's Granny Linda's cocoa. It's hot cocoa night, basically.
Okay.
In our
Yeah.
family, it's Granny Linda's cocoa. My mother had a recipe of homemade. I mean, we're talking. This is not break out the Swiss Miss or whatever that powder that you're putting in hot water. This is you're melting down chocolate. You're putting. You're drinking liquid chocolate, and it's awesome. But drinking hot cocoa, that is a Christmas exclusive tradition in our family. That will be my number 2.
So your hot cocoa, if you let it sit overnight, would it become a candy bar? Is it that?
You
Impossible to let it sit over.
Exactly right.
Well,
it was trick question. Impossible. You take one sip of this thing, and
All
it
right.
will be an empty mug soon.
And real quick, to piggyback on your first pick, episode 26, we drafted best Christmas movies. So if you haven't heard that,
Ah,
That's a good reminder.
We've done it all. Mike, you're up.
All right. I am going to go. So I got the opening up the presents. And I mean, people do this different ways, but I will phrase it as the Christmas light walk. Where you
Okay.
go. I mean, some people do it in the car.
You're saying going around and seeing
Christmas light sightseeing. I don't know how exactly
Okay.
you want to put it, but our neighborhood, our street,
They do good work.
Yeah, our street is like
full psychopaths.
yes. We're pretty close to that point, but
I'm
where
getting there.
where people will drive to go to our street, and which it started with one house. We call it the singing house because this household, they go all out for all holidays, where Halloween, Christmas, whatever it is, but they have the synced lights
To the music.
and we're talking like if you lived across the street from this house, you probably loathe Christmas.
Those people.
Because it is so insane. But they did it, and now the houses, it's spreading like a virus where the houses next to them are starting to put the lights up, but they sync to the master command of the singing house.
Yeah.
So they're all it's just this huge area now of like 8 houses, all flashing LED lights. But it's for not living there, it's fantastic.
So you walk it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say the house across the street was like, if you can't beat them, join them, because
Yeah.
I just dropped your daughter off at your house the other night.
They've
and
started to get in on it.
You turn. It's like, oh, it's nighttime until you turn onto that street, and then it's straight up daylight, but only every other second, because you're right. It's literally strobe light. Like there are, there are certain people that should not be on that street. That would cause seizures.
I think Mike should just his answer should just be Christmas lights.
That's fine.
Yeah, because I think that I don't want to like putting them up separate from because you put them up. It's the tradition of Christmas lights on the house.
Okay, fair enough.
Which definitely would have been my next pick. So
that is I said we have 2 traditions we never go without. One is the hot cocoa. One is driving around looking at Christmas lights.
We get cocoa in the mugs.
Oh, combo.
And we drive around. They wear their PJs in the car too. That's the
that's
the other
third
part.
One.
Yeah. So, all right. So now I have to pick twice. And well, I'm going to go with Christmas music.
Okay.
Christmas music is one of the traditions of the season. Again, it goes with the tree. I love it. I'm intentional about putting it on in the car. I'm at the house. We get the records. We just got the Charlie Brown, Vince. I don't even know how to pronounce it. That Charlie Brown album, the Christmas.
Okay.
The Vince Ward.
I don't know his name, but Charlie Brown
the trio.
Christmas.
The trio of
Wolfark.
the
we're just throwing out names.
The piano music.
Great football player.
Okay. I see what you.
So, yeah, Brooks just said that's the best Christmas album.
So when you talk to your smart speaker, which whatever, Alexa, not a sponsor, what do you say? Alexa, play.
That's funny because I do that a lot.
Because like there's so many different types of Christmas music, but you're on command. What do you tell the computer to play?
Quick sidebar: Vince Guaraldi Trio. That is what the album is.
Okay.
And it's amazing. What do I tell? I say, I did this the other day in the car, and I did 3 different versions.
Okay.
First, I said, play Christmas music.
Okay. Just generic.
Right?
Okay.
Then I said on one, my daughter was like, oh, I want to hear like Jingle Bells and stuff. So I said, play Christmas classics.
Okay.
So that's the other one that you go to. And then I might go, if I'm in the mood, play Christmas pop music.
Ooh.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of the Christmas pop, but it's always when I am auto.
Get that in sync on there?
When I'm looking for good audio, I usually go with just Alexa, play Christmas music.
Okay. Yeah, I go with the Christmas standards or Christmas classics. I want that I want the Bing. I want the Sinatra.
Oh yeah. Yeah, we have the Sinatra Christmas album.
Oh yeah.
And between that and the Charlie Brown Christmas album, you don't need nothing else. I mean, you could live on that.
Now, real
Just breathe
quick,
it in.
because this could be playing, I assume this good audio is playing through a nice speaker.
Yeah, very
wherever
hi-fi.
they are. So real quick, if we could just do this for the listener.
Okay. What do we?
Alexa, play Christmas music. Yeah, what just happened in your house?
Nothing to
Very
mine
nice.
because mine is called computer.
And exactly 100 episodes ago, on episode 76, we drafted best Christmas songs.
Oh, well, there you go.
We did?
We did?
Al came prepared.
Well, we just done it all.
Have we done best Christmas traditions before? Is there
That's
an
a
episode
good
I can go
question.
listen to?
We've done the worst ones, but not the best ones.
So now I have one more pick here, right? As we swing back around?
You went Chris, do you? Did you take 2?
No.
Okay.
I have decorating the tree and I have Christmas music. You guys have done a great job of stripping me of my favorites. So I think what I'm going to go with now is Christmas dinner.
Okay.
I'm going to go with the Christmas dinner. It's the
Jack in the Box?
Not Mike's Christmas dinner. You can draft that on your own. But the family around the Christmas table, you share a bunch of food and ham and whatever you're making, and you got music going and the spirit, and desserts. Christmas desserts are great. It's wonderful. I'm getting into. I'm so excited.
You're putting you in the spirit now?
Yeah.
There we go. All right.
Dun-dun-dun.
Okay, I
I'm
have
a regular Mr. Kringley.
All right, I'm gonna go with these are this whatever. I mean, polls, whatever. This is a very specific for the rights, and I think it's a lot of people actually now do it, but I will go with the ice skating. That doesn't get to happen a lot around these parts when you live in the desert.
Okay.
But at Christmas time, there is
You do that every year, don't you?
yeah, we do. There is a particular area, shopping complex, where they deck everything out. They do the fake snow, and they put up an ice rink. And they got the Christmas jams going on, and we always go once a year. And we go have ourselves a good ice skate, which is basically everyone trying to remember how to ice skate. People bruising up the butt cheeks a little bit. Maybe the elbows.
Do skating. I don't do ice skating. That is one that if we had worst Christmas traditions, that would be on my list because
you should learn, man. It's a delight.
That goes with his other Christmas tradition of Christmas time hospital visit.
Yes. No, thank you. All right. So I am
Just
up.
keep your butt down and you're good.
Okay. Now I assume this
Like
is
on the ice?
Yeah, sure. You can't fall if you're already there.
Right. I would love to go ice skating if I get a sled. You just pull me around on the ice.
Well, I think they have I think they could provide almost, not a walker, but something like that to help you keep your balance.
A walker?
It's one
An ice walker, yeah.
It's what they use to teach kids how to skate.
Yeah, I need more than 2 legs, is what you're saying.
Yes.
All right. So I assume that this one is different enough than Mike's. Override it if you want. I've got enough on my list, but it is something we do every year, and it is a real tradition. And this is why I cut you off, because we always have the one Christmas Eve present.
It's different enough for me.
You get to open one present on Christmas Eve. I love that. I've had that since I was a kid, and when Tiffany and I were, getting married, and we're getting our first Christmas, I was like, "Is this gonna be? Can we do the?" Can we still do the one on Christmas Eve thing? And she was all about it.
All right.
Yeah,
So-
can I ask a question about that?
Yes.
This has been informative for my own traditions compared to your guys's. Is that a random gift for your family, or is it always the same thing? Because we do that,
So,
but they always get new Christmas PJs.
yeah. So here's the truth. It used to be a gift. One of the gifts I will give you on Christmas Eve.
Who picked the gift? The
I would-
giver or
The giver.
Okay.
The giver would pick which one you get to open on Christmas Eve. And now, over the last pretty much decade, so this is what it is now. And I didn't say this because it's lame, but yes, it's the pajamas. Now we always open pajamas on Christmas Eve. I think they should get a
do you
gift.
do the matching? The whole family?
No,
Oh,
no.
okay. All
We've
right.
done it before, but for the most part, everyone gets like a
new
PJ
pair.
set that they would love to wear. They wake up at Christmas morning in the PJs, and
All right.
that way the pictures look good.
Close out the your draft there.
I'm gonna go. Oh, there's a few left. I'm gonna do reading the Christmas story.
Yeah.
That's
Okay,
one where
okay.
every Christmas can't go through Christmas without the reason for the season. So my family, we always read the Christmas story on Christmas Eve, and
Wonderful.
that's my tradition.
Mike?
And this one is very specific to the rights, but this is how I grew up. And
Jack in the Box.
no, there's way better than Jack in the Box. You'll be in on this one. Disneyland. Disneyland during the holidays has been a trip I have taken probably 80% of my life, and we've
You
passed-
did that as a kid?
Yes, yeah, because we live in Arizona, so you're 6 hours away in the car from Disneyland, and if you have not experienced Disneyland for the holidays, and you've got the ability, trust me, bring your children to Disney while all the
need
Christmas
to-
stuff is up. It is a magical trip.
And
This
if
is a
you-
very big show, and if you tell people to do that, it's going to be more busy when I
I
go.
take it all back. That place sucks.
My family just got back from Disneyland,
Oh, brother.
and it was Christmased out. And I'm telling you, if you go, you got to do the fireworks show
yeah. In Main Street.
in Main Street. You got to
Yes,
find
you
a
do.
spot on Main Street.
Oh man,
I will
It's wonderful.
I will not tell you whether I cried with my children.
That's fine.
But also I cried a lot.
One of our trips, we got my wife's brother to bring his family down, and they are not Disney people. That's like there are Disney people, and there are Disney
scoundrels.
But we got them to go. We got them to agree because it's expensive to go, and we did. We did the fireworks, and this guy was bawling, just bawling, and he's like, "This is amazing."
Yeah,
it's like that's right. This place is magical during the holidays.
Well, I'll add that to my Disneyland list.
Yes, sir.
All right, I'll close things out with something that Christmas does, a tradition that I think it begets in almost everybody, which is Christmas giving, because it's an amazing time of year with, whether it's angel tree or toy drives or families, and the ability to come together as human beings with slightly more concern for other people than for ourselves. The tradition of giving at Christmas is one that I appreciate, and it seems like a time in which tradition transcends things that are going on around you, and Christmas can get people just a little bit happier.
I love that.
Yeah, it's great. You guys, did you ever hear the story of, I believe it was World War I? Where
I've heard of World War I, yes.
Yeah, no, look.
Heck of a story.
But for World War I, terrible time. But, like, there's a story about on Christmas, like, somehow.
Oh, the ceasefire?
There was a ceasefire, and, like, the opposing sides, like, got together and did something, which is just
before going back to killing one another.
Right. And previously, that's all they were doing. It's like the insane power of the holidays and Christmas. It's Christmas, the Christmas truce of 1914.
Correct.
Like that is absurd. I can't even imagine what they're going on, what they've got going on with their lives, and they're like, no, it's Christmas. Time out. We're all going to hang out and celebrate Christmas.
That's pretty crazy.
Wow.
Now, one that I'm glad none of us chose was Christmas caroling.
Oh, man.
Oh, get it out of my life.
It's awful. I wouldn't subjugate myself or others to that.
As a child, the Wrights are a very musical family, not just mine, but our entire extended family.
You have to do it?
I was dragged to many caroling sessions.
If I opened my door and there was a good group of good carolers, I think that would be awesome.
Right.
I would not mind that. I think that would be really – it's never happened in my life.
But you don't.
But that would be great.
You're not going to know unless the door is open. And then if they're
then
bad,
you
just
have to sit there.
Yeah.
The slow close.
And I wouldn't slow close. I would sit there and wait forever.
We talked about caroling on the worst traditions, Jeremy?
We did. So
yeah, that sounds.
You guys are staying true to form.
Yeah, that sounds right.
All right.
What did we learn today?
What did we learn? I learned that Mike went skydiving. I had no idea. I've known Mike a long time, and knowing Mike now as a person who doesn't go on all the crazy rides and does get sick now, I was shocked to find that out.
Yeah.
Do you have one?
Yeah, I learned that Santa surfs in Australia this time of year, which is summer.
Yeah.
And I've never really thought about it, but I learned that the pillow is the most important part of sleeping.
That's a good point. It's true.
That'll do it for today's Spitballers episode. Thank you for tuning in, supporting the show, sharing it with your friends. Leave us a review. We read them all, and they're wonderful.
Enjoy holidays. Goodbye.
Thanks for listening to the Spitballers podcast. To see what other nonsense the guys are up to, check out SpitballersPod.com.